When you are relying only on any XYZ PMP exam prep books for your PMP exam preparation, trust me, the probability of you passing the PMP exam is very minimal. Please don't mistake me. I'm not a person who is against books. I myself love reading books and I am a book person. And also I have high respect towards the authors who have written XYZ PMP exam prep books. I'm not greater than them. Then you may be wondering why I said this. When you are staying with me until the end of the video, you will get to know my reasoning. So let's get started. Hey guys, my name is Gautham Sudakar. I am working as Head of Training Department with EduHubSpot. So, before I start explaining my reasoning on why I said only relying on PMP XYZ prep books will not help you to pass the PMP exam, I want to teach a PMP concept. The reason I want to teach a PMP concept is, after I teach that particular PMP concept, I can better explain you why only relying on books will not help you to pass the PMP exam. The concept that I'm going to teach is, you're going to learn a project subsidiary plan called resource management plan. And trust me, you're going to learn about this plan never like before. So let's get started. Now we are going to discuss resource management plan. So I'm going to start by discussing the definition which is given for resource management plan in one of the very famous PMP exam prep books. Let me read it. What is resource management plan? It is the project document that identifies resources and how to acquire, allocate, monitor and control them. Now we are going to learn what are the content will be present in the resource management plan. Let's read it. Resource management plan will have role. When I say role, a person's functions in a project. And the resource management plan will have authority, responsibility, and skills and capacities required for each role. And the resource management plan will have project organization chart where we will visualize team and reporting relationship, training strategies and requirements resource management plan will have. And this is the main content of resource management plan. So this will have how to define staff, manage and release. And resource management plan will be having team development methods and how to manage physical resources, any rewards or recognition for team members. So these are the content will be present in the resource management plan. Trust me, when you are taking any XYZ PMP exam prep books, apart from this definition, you won't be having anything inside the prep books. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to explain this definition of resource management plan in EduHubSpot way. When I say in EduHubSpot way, with a practical example. So let's get started. So this means what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually create a resource management plan and then I will be connecting these definitions with a practical example. Let's get started. So any plans, normally it will be created in a Word document. I have already created a resource management plan. I'm going to show that for you. So this is the resource management plan I have created. You can see the heading of this Word document. This is a resource management plan. Now let's all make an assumption. We are going to do a project and our project is to constructing a home. For this particular project, I'm going to create resource management plan. Now let's read the definition. In resource management plan, what is the first content? Role. You have to write your project roles in the resource management plan. Let me give you an example now. So for my project, which is constructing a home, the first role I need is project manager. That's a role. The second role I need is design engineer. The third role I need is I need an electrician. Fourth role, plumber I need. And I need a painter. And then I need a construction laborers. So what I'm writing here, the roles that I need for my project. So after that, what I have to write? I have to write responsibility, authority, and the skills and capacities each role should have. That I should write in the resource management plan. Now let me give you an example for this. I'm opening the resource management plan. We have already defined roles. For each role, now I'm going to write responsibility, authority, and skills and capacities. Now, let's take role number 1, project manager. Responsibilities. What can be the responsibilities of project manager? Project manager has to plan, monitor, and control the project. And what is the authority project manager has? Project manager has the rights to plan the project duration, cost, and scope, has rights to decide the resources needed for the project, and so on. And what is the skills and competencies my project manager should possess? Project manager should be a PMP certified. 10 plus years of construction project management experience project manager should have. What I'm writing, guys, responsibility, authority, and skills and competency project manager should possess. See, don't stick to my example. So these examples I'm giving to make you understand the concept. Project manager can have more responsibilities on your project. Project manager can have more authority on your project, but you have to write that. I'll give you one more example. Let's take role number 2, design engineer. So what are the responsibility a design engineer should have? Design engineer has to design the entire building. What can be the authority a design engineer should have? Can take any technical decisions on design, and the decision should be reviewed with PM. Skills and competencies, design engineer should possess. I don't know, when you're from mechanical background, you'll get to know. CATIA is a design tool. Let's make an assumption you're expecting your design engineer should possess a knowledge on CATIA. And you're expecting that your design engineer should possess 6+ years in construction designing. So what I'm writing for my next role, what is the responsibility, authority, and skills and competencies that particular role should possess. So similarly, for each role, for electrician, plumber, painter, and construction laborers, you have to write what are the responsibilities, authority, and skills and competencies they should have. So after writing this, let's go back to the resource management plan now. You have to draw project organization chart. So what is project organization chart? It is a visualization of team and reporting relationships. I will show you an example of project organization chart now. See, what I have drawn here is project organization chart. So what I did, I took all the roles of my project and then I made an organization chart. For example, project manager on the top. Design engineer will be reporting to project manager. Electrician will be reporting to project manager. Plumber will be reporting to project manager. Painter and laborers will be reporting to project manager. So this is project organization chart. Let's go back to the definition. Visualization of team and reporting relationship. See, this is showing a visualization of the team and this is showing the reporting relationship. All these design engineer, electrician, plumber, painter, and laborers will be reporting to project manager. Yeah, good. Let's move on. Now, after writing project organization chart, you have to write training strategies and requirements. This means what are the training you will be providing to your team members in the execution phase that you must write. I will give you one example. So for example, in the resource management plan, I'm writing, training number 1 should be MS project training for PM. Training number 2, design tool training for design engineer. Training number 3, some communication training. See, this is just an example I'm giving. So on your project, what are the trainings you have to provide to your team members that you must write? Good. And after that, this is the very important part in the resource management plan. You must write how to define, staff, manage, and release your resources. This means how you have to estimate, acquire, manage, and release the resources that you must write in the resource management plan. Now let's see a practical example for this. So now please keep an eye on here. So I'm going to write how to estimate resources. See, when you're writing plans, you won't be doing the actual work. You will be writing how to do the work. So please read the examples that I have given here. While estimating resources, the bottom-up estimation technique should be used. Estimation must be conducted as a workshop led by project manager by inviting all key team members. Ask yourself, Am I actually doing the estimation? No. I'm just writing how to do an estimation. So what do I mean by how? Who should do the estimation? What tools and techniques you have to use? And who are the people you have to involve? That's called how. Now read it. According to the example I have given, who should do an estimation? Project manager. What is a technique project manager is going to use? Bottom-up estimation, and project manager will use a tool called workshop. Who are the people needs to be involved? Key team members. So this is called how. So kindly be aware, don't stick to my example. These examples I have given just to make you understand the concept. That's it. On your project, anyone can estimate resource. Anyone can, any tool you can use. You can involve any people you want. So then what I have to write next? How to acquire resources. I will give you an example. Read this. Once the estimations are completed, PM should send the resource requirements to the sponsor, and together with the sponsor, resources must be acquired. Yeah. So I have missed this particular point. Let me write this. So together with the sponsor, resources must be acquired. Ask yourself, am I actually acquiring the resources? No. I'm writing how to acquire resources. This means who should acquire resources, who are the people needs to be involved, and what is the tools and technique project manager should use. So according to this example, who should acquire the resources? PM. To whom PM should collaborate? With sponsor. Yeah, so this is called how. Then what I have to write next? I have to write how to manage the team in the execution phase. Read the example I have given. PM should conduct status meeting every week, and then PM should invite all team members and PM should ask status. Am I actually managing the team here? No. I'm just writing how to manage the team. According to my example, who should manage the team? PM. Who are the people PM should involve? All team members. What tool PM is going to use? Meetings. This is called how. Good. Now what is the last thing you have to write? How to release the resources. Means the process you have to write. Read this. Once the project team members complete the work, the PM should release the team member after discussing with the sponsor. Am I actually releasing the resource? No. I'm writing how to release the resource. Good. So as of now, what I have written, how to define, staff, manage and release, this I have written in my resource management plan. See guys, this definition is not important. With the example I have provided, understand what do I mean by how. And then you should mention team development methods. This means what are the team building activities you're going to conduct on your project. That you must write inside resource management plan. Let me give you an example for this. Here we go. See, team building. A monthly team lunch should be organized by PM for all the team members. So that's team building activities, right? Similarly, on your project, what team building activities you are going to conduct, kindly write that. Now what you have to write? Any rewards or recognition for team members. Are you planning any rewards or recognition for team members? That you must write. Now I'll show you an example for this. So kindly read this. Rewards and recognition. PM should select the best resource every quarter and 2% of the base salary will be provided to the resource. This is just one example I'm giving. Yeah, so this is a kind of a reward. Similarly, on your project, when you are planning any reward, you can write that. So the last thing, how to manage the physical resources, that you have to write inside the resource management plan. Now let me show you a practical example for this. Let me open the resource management plan I have created. Read this. I have written how to manage physical resources. For all the physical resources needed, the PM should contact the procurement manager, and together with the procurement manager, physical resources must be acquired. Am I actually managing the physical resources? No. I'm just writing how I'm gonna do it. Yeah, a process. Again, please be remembered, don't question my example. When I say don't question my example, always don't assume like you have to manage physical resources only by this method. No. So on your project, you can manage physical resources in any way, according to the way that you want. But with this example, try to understand that how part. Yeah, so in general, while you're creating resource management plan, you won't be doing the actual work. You will write how to do all the work. And for those how, I have given you enough examples. So let me summarize the things. So what I did, initially I started explaining the resource management plan with just definition, which is given in one of the famous PMP exam prep books, and I don't want to mention the name of that particular book. And not only that particular book, when you're taking any XYZ PMP exam prep books, you will be just seeing definitions for all the PMP concepts. So trust me, by just seeing the definition of resource management plan, you might not have understood the concept behind the resource management plan. So then what I did, I took a practical example, which is I took a project, construction of a building, and for that project, I created resource management plan, and with a practical example, I connected the definition. And I'm 200% sure you would have understood the resource management plan never like before. Yeah, I do agree, when you have a good project management experience, you might have created resource management plan on your project. In that case, by just reading the definition, you would have understood the concept behind the resource management plan because you already have that experience. But even the experienced project managers, I'm 200% sure they wouldn't have followed all the processes that are part of this PMP course. They will have a lot of unknowns. And if you are an inexperienced project manager, trust me, by just reading the books, this means by just reading the definition, you will not understand any concepts of PMP. Now it's a time to conclude this particular video. When you are relying only on XYZ PMP exam prep books for your PMP exam preparation, trust me, you will only learn definitions. By just learning definitions, you can't clear the PMP exam because this particular exam will not test your memorization skills. This exam will test how good you have understood the concepts behind PMP. So you can understand the concepts behind the PMP process only when you are studying by the way I have explained this resource management plan. Means like a case study. I'm not saying don't read books. I'm saying don't only rely on books. When you're studying for the PMP exam, of course, please read books. Along with that, you need a coach. And that coach should have a capability to explain all the theoretical concepts in the book with a practical example. So when you are studying like that, trust me, 200% you will clear the exam with above target score. And my theory, what I'm saying, it's a proven process. For example, our EduHubSpot students, they won't study single line from any books. They will just attend our live training. Our entire live training will be like a case study. How I explain resource management plan, that's how we have structured our live training. And then, they will just stick to our simulator. Our simulator has some videos and test questions. And those videos, we would have explained all the PMP concepts just like case study. They will just stick to it. And then they are passing. If you're just visiting my LinkedIn profile, you will get to know that on a daily basis, my students are passing and tagging me. And they have not studied single line from any books. So that's it. I have expressed my opinion on the statement that I made in the introduction. And this video is not a knowledge sharing video. Of course, I shared knowledge about resource management plan. But nevertheless, the scope of this video is sharing my opinion on don't rely only on PMP exam prep books. When you have a same opinion like me, just smash the like button and in the comment section, do let me know, Gautham, I'm with you. So when you have entirely a different opinion than me, in the comment section, do let me know what different opinion you have. So let's have a constructive discussion and let's arrive to a conclusion. So thank you so much for staying with me for a little long time. I made sure that the time you spent with me is worth. If you have any queries on PMP or generic project management stuff, don't hesitate to write me an email. My email ID is gautham.sudakar@eduhubspot.com that you will be seeing on the screen. And I will be also putting my LinkedIn ID in the description of this particular video. Please be kind enough in sending the connection request. So let's stay connected and let's help out our community. And last but not least, I'm going to make you a very humble request. Please subscribe to our EduHubSpot channel. The reason I'm asking you to subscribe is it's for your benefit. Moving forward, I'm going to come up with a lot of PMP content related videos. Trust me, when you are subscribing to our channel, you will get a notification and those videos will be definitely helping you for your PMP exam preparation. So all the very best for your PMP, and I will be soon meeting you all in another great video. Until then, bye. Take care.